So, disabled people have a hard time cleaning up after themselves for a long list of reasons. It could be here forever. Also, just people in general could use more help cleaning just so they can get on with their lives. And also, disabled people are more likely to make more of a mess. So, I want to talk about maybe making this humble broom a better cleaning device. So my first idea is to have the flexibility be able to change the bristles in a couple different ways. One is we could maybe stiffen it with electric charge, which does some materials become stiffer or lighter. Maybe you pump in a little bit of air, or maybe you have different headed tips that you exchange the whole thing for different bristles of different stiffnesses. You could also have the bristle be stiffer as it goes up the bristle. And what these different stiffnesses might give you better ability to hard scrape something that needs much more brazen, or more flexible when you want a more gentle scraping, or if you want to lightly pick up some dirt and not hit it with a whack job, or maybe it's more flexible so you can get the dirt off the bristles itself and shake it out for a variety of reasons. And maybe if it's less flexible, it might last longer in some cases. Another idea is, what if you have bristles that, I will quickly draw this, that you first start with something that's more flat, top that holds all the bristles perpendicular to it, but you can bend the whole top part so bristles become more far apart, releasing the dirt more later on. But maybe a little thing where you can put your foot in to flex it, or maybe there's a little rod you can flex the whole thing, or maybe you have to lift the whole thing and flex it itself, the least convenient out of all the options I listed. Another thing you could maybe do is maybe you could make it so you have bendable joints in part of it, and either you control it from an upper mechanism, or you have to lift it and bend it. And you have these joints, so maybe you can bend it so without having to reach under, it can bend under, let's say, a cabinet or something, but you have to kneel down and strip it better. Or maybe you can bend it so it goes around corners that you have trouble with mobility, or something like that. Or maybe you bend it so it's more flat with the surface if you just want a gentle sweep. The possibilities are endless with the bendable joints. Another idea is maybe you have some sort of stand or something that you can put more weight onto it to press down more if you need to really scrape or something on it, or place for a shoe something. And maybe you also could have it with adjustable height or something lattice, so you can just put more of your weight on it. Sometimes when you really have to scrape by something, and you might not have as much muscle due to a variety of disability reasons. Another idea similar to this is maybe you have a place to put your foot in to either bend it out to release more stuff, like I talked about in the bendable joints and the flex out, or you might have it to press down more again, or maybe you become part, maybe you have it for walking or something like that. So another idea is to have ratchet bristles, and by that I mean ratchets are something they can turn more in one direction or more easily move in one direction. So maybe clockwise is easier than counterclockwise, or vice versa, or left to right is more easy than right to left, and so on. But this might mean that you'll be able to better scoop in stuff, and when you put in the backstroke, it doesn't fling stuff off as much in other directions or make a scraping noise, as it always moves in the same direction, so you can scrape back and forth more easily for a better cleaning job with less effort. And that's a common theme, is getting rid of effort. Maybe you also could have something to help control how well this whole thing turns. If you have something that is very spinny at the bottom, you might be able to spin and fit into tight corners and stuff, or move with the natural grain more, but you might also not have as much control over it. Or you could have something that turns at different angles. So you could have it turn at different angles to reach in more hard to reach accesses places. Another idea is to make this whole thing clear. And if you make this whole thing clear more, you might have easier to see the actual mess. And maybe even have a little light or something to make visibility easier for people that might want to clean with all the lights off because they have light sensitivity at the moment, migraines, sensory processing disorder, they might want to save electricity. Also might help. Durable, so they have to buy less, which might be a real struggle if you're disabled time, or it might save you money. And which also might be a struggle if you're disabled because money gets tighter when you have spending money on medical stuff and you can't work as much. Wheels could also be a useful thing on parts of it if you have mobility issues or issues with point of strength. And the wheels might even be used to help support the person using it in some ways if designed right. And you might also be wondering, why don't you just hire someone to do this, ask someone else to do it? Well, a lot of people can't afford that, but it's also, it feels like a hassle always to ask someone else to clean up after yourself. And you might feel bad asking someone else. Sometimes you just want the thing to get done. And it's also probably better if everyone could just get on with their lives, to be honest. Another thing is you might be able to add a spraying feature. So it sprays something on the floor. And maybe it's a canister at the very top with a little tube that we can attach that goes down to the bottom. Maybe it's along the whole rigid rod. Maybe it's a module thing, maybe it's not. Maybe it goes into the center of the thing, so we sprays it there. Maybe he sprays it on the outside or before. And the spray could be something to help loosen dirt, like a cleaning agent. It could be a disinfectant. It could just simply be water, or it can be something to preserve the wood, or make everything just smell a little better. The spray itself might be disinfecting, but we can add some other things to disinfect them. A weak UV light, maybe a little ozone generator. Maybe it heats up something a little bit or cools something down. You know, heating up and cooling down for disinfecting is probably a bad idea because of fire risk and other hazards. But the other ones are pretty safe. And especially disinfecting might be important if you're disabled with health reasons. I mean, so making this whole thing modular to switch in and out all these pieces, also you don't have to rebuy the whole thing. Also, you can make it like longer or shorter to clean different places in the house, or for different body types and something might be a great idea, in addition to everything else I've already said. Also, we can put in with the model design just different tips at all to change a broomer into something else, from a mop or a swifter, or just maybe a grabby thingy. So for people that have total mobility, so they can grab something like from the floor or pick it up. Or maybe it has a long tip just to scrape stuff by. Well, thank you very much for listening. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers in a year, 4,000 watts out, which is really hard, but with your help, I think I can do it. Also, if you have any ideas for future videos, comments, or suggestions, please leave in the comments section below. Again, thank you very much. Goodbye.